to the floor. First on the list is Darrell Burton.
Very recently, I was contacted by Councilman John Byrne to serve on the Water Committee. And after reading the document provided by Bernie and Carr, various areas under consideration, I learned that areas B and D were the only ones that were affordable water options. All other areas won't be feasible until they have additional users. I spoke with Supervisor Hershey a week ago. He said there could not be any further water districts until the fourth water filter was added. That same day I learned that the installation of a fourth filter was going to be out for bid this summer. At this time, I believe Bernie and Carr should continue the process to establish a final water districts in areas B and D. I realize the funding is not readily available. However, if we establish the districts now, when funding becomes available, we will be shovel ready. That gives us a head start in the future for any future progress. Thank you.
Thank you, Darrell. Next is Gary King.
Thanks, Mr. Burton.
I've got copies of this for everybody, so make it easier for you. Actually, I'm reading this for Richie Etzel, who was called away with a very serious illness with his mother-in-law in Florida. But he asked me to deliver it, so that's what I will do. It says, I applied for and was granted a construction permit to erect a wind turbine on property that I own on County Route 6. The issue date of the permit was 12/7/11, and the permit number was 12/61/11. The town supervisor sent me a letter dated 1/30/12, stating that the town was revoking this permit. At the town board meeting on 2/7/12, I spoke at the public hearing and asked that the town board and the town supervisor to show the section of the law that gave the town supervisor the authority to revoke my permit. At the end of the meeting, I asked both Supervisor Hershey and Councilman Burns the same question again, and they both said they would get back to me. Supervisor Hershey sent me a letter postmarked 2/27/12, but perhaps Supervisor Hershey did not understand my question. But this letter did not show any section of law that gave him permission to revoke my permit. I have not had any response from Councilman Burns. I stopped at the town office and talked to Supervisor Hershey on the afternoon of Thursday, March 15, 2012, and asked why the town had failed to contact me to show what section of the law gave authority to the supervisor to revoke my permit. Supervisor Hershey was going to talk to the town attorney and get back to me. He has not responded back yet. I have not received any additional correspondence from the town of Cape Vincent on this matter. Therefore, I must assume that my legal advisors are correct and that the town government of Cape Vincent has deliberately and knowingly violated the town of Cape Vincent zoning laws. I refer you to pages 43 and 44 of the town zoning law. It is quite clear that neither the town board nor the town supervisor has any authority under this law to revoke a permit issued by the town zoning officer. Also, the town government of Cape Vincent has either deliberately or by lack of knowledge of the town's law missed the time limits for any and all required hearings on an issued permit. This resulted in this permit being valid and non-challengeable. If the town government has no basis in law, I believe, for trying to rule by intimidation and bullying. I stated at the public hearing on 2/7/12 that I was willing to compromise. I am still willing to do so if it would be to the best interest of the town. Perhaps I can wait on erecting this turbine or possible relocate it on another piece of property that I own. However, before I would consider such a compromise, the town of government would have to show me a section of law that gives them the power to revoke said permit by the methods that were used, and apologize for failing to follow the law and rules of the town, thus creating a hardship for me. I will take no further action on this matter until I hear from the town government or until May 11th, 2012. Thank you. And I have copies for you.
Okay. I guess it wouldn't be right for me to respond without Richard here, but you should know, you should know that I did contact him earlier this week, and we'd set up a meeting, but it didn't occur. Anyway. You're just a messenger. I say you're just a messenger. Okay. Marlene.
Thank you for letting me speak. I'm glad to see that there is going to be an audit on the water districts to put this dispute to rest. But with the cost of over $9,000, I trust this will be funded by a special account that the citizens of the town that do not have water will not be subjected